feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh.
Okay. Okay, you guys can hear me now, I'm guessing? All right. Hey, all right. So, got video, no mic. Hello, Mantra. Kelly is watching it on replay. Yeah, sweet. Okay. From Southport. Huh. Like Southport, North Carolina? Jackie, sweet. Okay, what do you guys think? Does it look good? I hope it looks good. I'll make this super quick. No big deal. You know, when you're doing, now I understand why they have TV crews and sometimes things happen. Oh, sweet, sweet. I love that area, Southport. Anyway, but I will cut right to the chase and go ahead and jump right in. I do want to say thanks to anybody that popped in and said hello on my jams. You know, like the jams for me are just fun right now. You know, when regular life ever resumes, you know, I don't know if I'll be able to do them that much, but they're just fun for me. And yesterday I tried a green screen technique with like images of Burning Man behind me, and I thought it was pretty cool. And anyway, you know, you guys have really helped me kind of find something to do, and it's really, especially in a time like this, you know, everybody's a little bit different. But one way I'm so comfortable identifying myself as an artist is because making art throughout my whole life has consistently made me feel better. And, first it was visual art and a little bit of dramatic art, and then it became movement art. And now it's live streaming art, and it is so good for me. And you guys are a real, you're showing up every week as a real, real boost, and motivates me that much more. And I read a lot of news. I'm not political on Facebook, but I do read a lot, and I get scared and stuff like that. And having this stream and having you guys here and having hoop teaching back in my life 2 times a week has really helped. And so I hope that in any way there's been some reflection of that back for you as well. So we have this really cool thing. I like that people pop in and say what's up. I think that's really cool. So I want to go ahead and jump right in. Sorry, I need some water. Okay, so tonight's class is about a particular my Dan named Julah the Quiet. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, I don't want to take the 30 minutes to explain to you the my Dan, but essentially you can imagine that I'm telling you, well, you don't have to imagine, I'm telling you myths, okay? They're not based in reality. They are myths. And hopefully, like most myths, they're meant to do 2 things. They're meant to be a story, but they're also meant to touch deeply held archetypes that the philosophers wonder how we got them in there and how they exist. But there are certain phrases and images and ideas that we have. And what's interesting about archetypes is that it's like getting out of your current vehicle and getting into another vehicle, when you step into that, what would the Buddha do is like a phrase of saying, okay, not you and your body with all those traps, but what would you do if you were in the Buddha's body? And so, or if I, ask you, if I say something like grass skirt dancer or Greek goddess or something like that, there's these archetypes there. And then because the imagination is so awesome, it can live dream us into that archetype. And then when we're in that space and we're not in the same space that has all the the breakups and the dumps and the hurts and the job losses, but instead is this other vehicle that has had greater losses but has come back from those losses, is very strong and powerful in spite of those losses. And so when you're in that space, I think Joseph Campbell calls it the astral space, where it's like a reality for you, where those archetypes play out. Your body is still there with you. And I think that a lot of movement frees up, right, when you are in that space, because you're not moving as Jonathan, the awkward guy, right? You're moving as Giancarlo. You're moving as, this hero vision of yourself, or whatever archetype you draw up. Tonight's archetype, the vehicle that we're going to step into, is my Dan named Julah the Quiet. And Julah the Quiet got her nickname, or her name. She got it really young, which isn't common, but she kept it because it became so significant to her and others. And when these my Dan are born, they're orphaned immediately. That's part of the myth. And so there's a search party to go get these young baby my Dan, because they are orphaned and sometimes really young. And so Julah is sent, or the one that they call Julah, there's a search party sent out for her. And it's a super long story, but the principal my Dan that's in charge of that search party is named Ashwa. And Ashwa the teacher. Okay, and so when Ashwa the teacher, it's a very bloody ordeal for them to get to Julah to rescue her, and the enemies are still very much there. And so Ashwa tells Julah, she says, "For the sake of my Dan you have not met, for the sake of my Dan that have not been born, will you give me your silence until we are with our sisters again?" And she's saying this to this little baby, right? And she feels like she's resonating with the baby. She feels as though she's communicated, and she wraps the baby up really tight to her so that she can actually run to safety. So she runs back, and that woman that she brings back, that my Dan, turns out to be Julah the Quiet. But what they noticed about Julah the Quiet, it wasn't that she kept silent. It's that she had a knack for creating this super open spaciousness, and that people, like a big open sky, that they would just open up to her. They would just like gush. I don't know if you've ever had a person like that in your life, and it's like, I think you're gushing because you feel acceptance from them. And then that acceptance feels so good, and then the coming clean or the letting out or the expressing, it just feels so good. And so Julah the Quiet was a real key to the My Dan in her time. She was kind of a counselor, and she did speak, and kind of like a lot of quiet people, when she spoke, it was very profound usually, but it was also, very simple, and it wasn't like overly wordy. So that's our character that we're getting into tonight, and part of her story that we may talk about, but I really just want to talk about getting quiet. So it won't be all stories about her, but I'll just set up her vibe, okay? All right, I hope you're ready to get going. I haven't gotten very many comments, so I am hoping that everything is good to go with the stream. All right. So what I'd like you to do, if you have a blindfold, I really like it when you use them, but they are not necessary. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with something that's going to be hey, Danielle. Okay, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. I got the camera just a little bit. Okay. So, by the way, if you're new, we have the Sheila cam going here. And Sheila, wave to the camera. Sweet. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. Take a big breath in. All right, let me know how you think it looks. Hopefully you like it. All right. Okay, I'm going to lower my blindfold. Audible breath in. To help you find the spirit of Julah the Quiet, to understand the archetype that she could represent for you, it can be helpful to do something that she would have done, to move in a way or explore in a way that would have been similar to her, knowing you wouldn't have the same discoveries, but that you might at least understand who she was. Audible breath in. Tonight I've got to ask a lot of you because I'm about to ask you to do something kind of weird. But Julah's favorite way to sway was in complete silence. She only liked to hear the natural ambient noises around her. She would try to soften her heart so that it wasn't as loud. She would breathe into her muscles so that she wasn't so tight. Audible breaths in. I'm going to stay quiet on the mic now for about 2 minutes while you explore your range of motion. We'll begin the 2 minutes with an audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. If you found any joy in moving that way, then you at least have one thing in common with Julah the Quiet. Silent sway for her was her tuning, her centering. Audible breath in. Okay. So, if you're ready, we're going to move into our hoops. As soon as I find mine. I think, yeah, that's yours. This right? Yeah. Wait. This is all right. So, want some more Julah techniques to help find her. All right. So, one of the stories that Julah, as a my Dan, heard that she really liked was the story of how point came into being. And point technique came into being because Anah was advised by Saza, who was seeking answers, to go and listen to the wind. And so Anah went out there, frustrated, waiting for revelation, as it were. And she just got tired, and she just laid the hoop on her head like this. And then a big gust of wind came, and it moved the hoop. And Anah responded to that movement from the wind. And she finally understood what Saza was really saying. That this circle of hers could help her hear. So in the story, Anah places it on her third eye, and then she allows the wind to just move it. And in this case, we can just imagine some sort of wind. And then we just roll with it. I like to do this type of exercise blindfolded, but you definitely don't have to. But we're going to move in point technique because it was one of Julah's favorites. I am going to do it blindfolded because I enjoy it this way. Hopefully you've already been going. Young my Dan would ask Julah, why she was such a good listener. And Julah would tell them, because I don't hurry my listening. Sometimes we can create a panic within our listening for the answer. Julah believed that using a hoop as a tool to hear wind could bring calm and unhurriedness to her listening. If you haven't tried point technique before, it's just simply moving the hoop without gripping it and exploring your range of motion. And tonight, in Julah's honor, it's about listening. with it. Open, open. If you're new to my classes, my dance saw the hands as birds. That was their metaphor. And when you're in point, those birds can still fly. It's as if they're holding on to the same stick or tugging at the same moon. One can pull the other. Audible breath in. We're using our hoop to help us hear wind. Wind that we might not notice if it weren't there. Julah the Quiet, whose gift to the world and the people around her was her listening. Sweet. Thank you guys for jumping in here. The music is drawing you in. Sweet. Sweet. All right. There's this one. Okay. All right. So we're going to try just continue to push some techniques in. Actually, I just changed my mind on that one. Yeah, this will work. Okay, so you're going to stay with your hoops now, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and get the music going. I hope you guys are having a good time. I am. I love talking my dance stuff. I can't tell. Okay. There we go. All right, here we go. This is what you call the slow build. Julah the Quiet. Now, Sheila's staying blindfolded. That's her option. I actually listen a lot better. Now we're going to do one more Julah the Quiet exercise, and this one will maybe feel more like a meditation than a hoop class. But one of the things that Julah was really good at was listening. And her first question to almost everyone she asked was, "Tell me where you are." And if they didn't know how to describe it, she'd say, "Well, how do you feel in where you are?" How long have you been and where you are? For this exercise, you're going to move, and you're going to imagine that you are talking to Julah the Quiet. So what you're going to do eyes closed or open is describe where you are. And I know this is tough, but really try it. If you're not sure how to start, how do you feel? Maybe you're saying, "Oh, well, I'm hungry." If you're really having a tough time, you can ask the parts of you one at a time how they feel. But to make it easier for you to talk, I'm going to lay off the mic. How are you feeling? Hear yourself say it. Julah is sitting across from you with her big, brown, warm, accepting eyes. She doesn't need a filter. There's no judgment waiting to pounce. Where are you? Okay, sorry guys. All right, you should be able to hear me now, I'm hoping. I didn't say anything important except that Julah, like all the other my Dan, was a badass hooper. She really enjoyed it. And she wasn't like me. She wouldn't have wanted to listen to music all the time, but when it was on, she would bring it in, and she loved drums. And so what I want you to do, and you can use the blindfold if it helps, is to listen. As Julah would have listened. Her good listening definitely translated to the listening of music. So I'm going to shut up. We're going to listen to this beat. What you do with this beat, I'd like you to keep it on the core just to get the heart rate up and to say you got some core tonight. But what you do, where it goes on the core, that's up to you. Rhythm, 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 rhythm. Listening to the music. Listening. That's it. That's it. Open. Your movement is like two hands beating on a drum. Or maybe more than two hands. But we can think wherever the hoop is, especially if it's on the shoulders, we can think, I'm drumming this thing. I'm moving my shoulders, hitting the hoop like I would hit a drum. In actuality, you have at least 6 hands up here. All right, we're gonna stay here since we're having fun. Sheila's rocking out. Say hello to Sheila, everybody. That's the Sheila cam. All right, we're gonna keep going. And I think since this is Monday night that we can talk about more advanced stuff. And I kind of like where we were going. I kind of liked where we were headed there. So I want you to come up to the shoulders. Well, you don't have to. Sheila was having fun on the waist, she could have stayed there, but What I want to talk about is different ways that you can strike the shoulder current or hit it like a drum, not in an angry way. I can obviously hit the hoop at the shoulders with my 12 o'clock, my noon center line. And I can hit it at my midnight behind me. I can hit it on the sides of my arms, what we call the sixes, but that can be hard. But then it gets cool because I can also hit it at what we call the quadrants. And the quadrants are one half of your chest, from one side to the center, from that center to the other side. And so there are two quadrants in front, like you have two pectorals, there's two muscles in front, and then like your shoulder blades, in a way, are the two in the back. And you can feel this same thing at the waist, and sometimes you might feel it more. When you want to grace up your hooping and smooth it out, you start to focus on one quadrant or two quadrants working together. The quadrants have names, but it's not too important. You have an AM and a PM quadrant. And then you have two quadrants in the back. More or less the shoulder blades. This is me emphasizing my 6 a.m. to 12 quadrant. I'm going to the left, that would be my right side. This would be me working and emphasizing what's for me my left pec. I'm going to the left. We call this the PM or second tree. I can work my 6 p.m. to midnight, which would be that first quadrant behind me. And then finally, I can work the last quadrant, which would be from the center of my back to 6 a.m., actually that side point. And then I can start to play like I would a set of drums. If I had 6 drums, or more really, I start to play them and I can strike different drums with different hand. We're going for it right now. We'll chill it out after this class. If you want to try this on an angle, on your waist or on your shoulders, tilting those pads, visualizing tilting the pads can really help. So I'm here, I want to visualize tilting, leaning those two quadrants out over the hoop and pushing it down. When I'm going into sky angle, listening like Julah would to my hoop, but then playing my core like Sakio would have, I push up aggressively from these two front quadrants. And then because I don't want to overwork my back, I bring a bounce to my legs. Then when I want to bring it down into sky from there, I change the back and forth, I stop the drumming. And then if I want to get back into earth, I lean out over it and just press down. play with some of this. We have about 2 more minutes and then we'll chill out. If you're new to hooping and you're watching this class, one of the best things that you can do from the very beginning is teach yourself how to dance with almost every trick that you learn. The moment you feel like you can do something like keep it up on the waist, try dancing with it. The moment you figure out a weave, try dancing with it. In the HoopPath, we call that putting it on wheels. Right? Listening to the music and to the hoop now. Open, open. All right. We're almost there. Good. Yep. Sky angle really helps when you work the quadrants. With sky angle, just to add one little tip here, with sky angle, you try to use the 2 pecs, but then also the sides of the arms, or at least maybe the front sides of them. You basically want to use every bit of that surface that you can. When the hoop comes up, it's going right here. And so I'm pulling my shoulders back so that I can feel those 2 chest pads. And then I can push my arms a little bit out this way, and that'll lock the angle in. Most people, when they're trying this, they've got one shoulder forward. You need to drop that guy down. Okay, all right. Hopefully you're feeling good from that. Hopefully my mic is on. As I've been saying, I'm super grateful for you guys to be here with me tonight. I hope you're catching your breath right now if you're taking this class with me. I don't like to make a big deal about it, but the donations are definitely helping and awesome, and I really appreciate them. Okay. The next class is going to be Thursday, by the way, and it's going to be a balance class. Okay. We're almost out of time, so this is a good moment. All right. Now, this may not be for everybody, but we're going to do sort of 2 things to finish this night out and then move into our free hoop. You can either, all right, this is my invite. You're either invited to super slow point technique. And I can bring some balance or 2-point into this. Whichever path you take, or if you bounce between the 2 of them, I invite you to hoop with Julah. I invite you to ask her to talk. To ask Julah, where are you? If you've been struggling with someone in your life lately, maybe talking to Julah can help you find that bridge. Maybe there are unknown, better ways of listening to you as of yet. I ask you to think about these things because you're in your strong place right now. If you participated in this class, you're in your strong place. Okay, thank you everybody. We're going to move into a free hoop now. And hopefully everything's still working. We're going to move into a free hoop now. I hope that you guys are feeling good, and I really appreciate, whichever camera I should look in, I really appreciate you guys showing up for me. I think we're going to go old school. This might get us kicked off, but I think we're going to go old school. Actually, no, should we keep it up or keep it down? Down? Yeah, let's do down. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. Wow. I'm not having a good time here. Oh, you are welcome. You are very welcome, y'all. Thank you. This is the free hoop. There won't be any more teaching from now on. I'll answer some questions, but I don't have anything to volunteer. Thank you for joining me, guys. Balance is what we'll be working on Thursday. It'll be another chill class. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Sarah, I think you were so right on with your comment there. Amber, thank you. I'll tell Sheila. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Jen. We got a little community gathering here, and it's cool. You're welcome, Jackie. But can't you see that you're all I need? You're all I need. Okay, guys, this will be the last song. Actually, I'm going to play something even more chill than that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the donations tonight. I don't know if it's awkward to read people's names, so that's why I don't, but they really help. Thank you so much, y'all. Sheila, you're getting thanked by people. Sweet Claire, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're loving it. Thursday will be the next class, 7 o'clock. Sarah, thank you for joining me tonight. I am picking up what you were putting down. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night.